judges are Tim Solomon and Laura Prouse. And now, here are the Lincoln East Spartans. Number 1, Aaliyah Bradford. Number 2, Bryn Topolsky. Number 3, Reese Boyd. Number 4, Zoe Rademacher. Number 5, Bryn Carey. Number 7, Megan Waters. Number 8, Shandy Fahali. Number 9, Mandy Metcher. Number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs. Number 11, Kennedy Johnson. Number 12, Alex Rasmussen. And number 13, Sophia Weed. The assistant coaches are Morgan Wateen, Abby Lott, Yolanda Milton, and Corey Owen. The head coach for the Spartans is Nicole Johnson. And now, let's meet the Papillion LaVista Monarchs. Number 1, Carlin Francis. Number 2, Anna Sis. Number 3, Reagan Hickey. Number 4, Morgan Glazer. Number 5, Zoe Peterson. Number 6, Reagan Beckenhauer. Number 7, Sydney Misunas. Number 8, Lauren Burden. Number 9, Juliet Davenport. Number 10, Lily Pillay. Number 11, Mia Tiverty. Number 12, Kylie Gilbert. Number 13, Lillian Videra. And number 14, Kelsey Gilbert. The assistant coaches are Callie Brayfield, Justice Stalder, Lydia Preventer, and Kayla Torson. The head coach for the Monarchs is Priscilla Peterson. Our officials tonight on the North Court are Neil Hammond and Larry Jarris. The bench official is Ryan Staceco, and the line judges are Liam Kreikemeyer and Sherry Pendergrass. And now, let's play state quarterfinal volleyball.
And we are live on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive TV. You're listening to Bridger Cruz. Going to be a good one here tonight. The last games of the night on the North Court. Here you have Papillion LaVista versus Lincoln East. You're on the North Court, so you are at the right one if you're looking to watch that one. If you're looking to watch Westside Gretna, well, that is on the South Court. Commentated by the great Jack McGonigal over there on that South Court. Should be a good one. The LaVista... The Monarchs versus the Spartans. Lincoln East versus Papillion LaVista. Papillion LaVista coming in at 27-9. Lincoln East coming in 23-10. Papio, the 4 seed. Lincoln East, the 5 seed. These very, very close 4-5 seed games. These are what make you excited, because these could go either way. Only one loss separates these two teams. Going to be an exciting matchup. The energy already ridiculous in here. The student section showing up and showing why they're a Class A school. I'm from a Class D school, and that student section might be bigger than my student body in Kennesaw. It's probably pretty close. Papio did win the coin toss, so they'll get us started with number 1, Carlin Francis. Back to the line to serve. Francis, good serve. Going to that back row. Going up and off the block and down. Lincoln East tooling the block to get us started. Big swinging by number 3, Reese Boyd. Boyd pulling off the kill, the junior. LaVista coming up on that outside. They're going to get the kill to go as well. 1-2-1. Westside Gretna also tied up 1-1. I'll be keeping tabs on that game for you guys. So you don't have to keep switching back and forth. I'll keep tabs on it. Probably not as much as I should, but I'll do my best to commentate this one, keep tabs on the other, and we're going to get through it, and it's going to be a good time. Both these teams 1-1, starting off aggressive. Like we said, 4-5 matchup. Could go either way. Free ball sent over. The Monarchs coming in. Big hit, and it's going to be a kill. Hitting that back wall will die at the wall. 2-1 LaVista. Starting off hot. Here in the Pinnacle Sports Complex. Pinnacle Bank Arena. Totally blanked on that name. Serving now, number 1. Harlan Francis again. This one flying out of bounds and a service error. Tie things up 2 apiece. Heading into serve now, number 3, Reese Boyd, the designated server. Good serve, popped up well on the serve receive. Good tip, Lincoln East covering it well. Trying to get a kill to go, going through the block and falling. I thought that ball hit the net, but it actually went through the hands of the block. That was number 7, Sydney Mazanius. Nope, that was number 7, Megan Waters. Lincoln East already starting an overrated chant. They've already said we can't hear you, and now they're saying overrated. I love it. Class A ball doesn't get much better than this. 3-2 West Side leading that one. Good tip off the hands of the block and in. Lincoln East getting that one to go. 4-2. Lincoln East leads in a fiery start. Lincoln East, good serve. Popped up off the slide, and the slide's going to go. Number 11, Mia Traverti. Getting it to go. In West Side, leading Gretna 5-2. LaVista readies the serve. Serve's going to be up. Good serve. Setter popping it up. A little bit of a fake. Popped it over. She faked it to the middle, trying to get that right side to work. LaVista trying to get her off onto that line. Not going to happen. Flying out of bounds. So 5-3. Westside also leads Gretna 5-3. Westside a 6-3 matchup with Gretna the 6 seed, Westside the 3. This one again a 5-4. Good dig by Lincoln East, almost letting it drop. Setter dump, well done by the setter dump. Popping it up was number 3, Reese Boyd. Boyd just not able to get there in time. So Papio, I think I'm trying to find the best nickname. I'm just going to call him Papio. So Papio, only down by 1, 5-4. Good serve. On that back row attack, popped up high and into the stands. Lincoln East letting them know. Number 7, Megan Waters from Lincoln East, back to serve. Popped up, hard hit by LaVista. Hit over there on that outside. Good tip by that outside, not going to be enough. Number 7, Sydney Mizwanius. Not getting there in time. Put Lincoln East up by 3, 7-4. Westside leading Gretna now, 6-2-5. Good serve. Giving Papio a little bit of problems. This one off the hands of the defender. Good defense by Lincoln East, able to get a hit out of it. Good tip by Papio. Tipped up, fought off well by the setter. Gonna get a hit off again. This one falling out of bounds, but with the touch. Diving for it there, number 3, Reese Boyd touched it as it was flying out of bounds. So now 7-5, 2-point game. Westside now up by 2, 7-2-5 as well. Number 3, Reagan Hickey back to serve. Off that miscommunication off the block, LaVista won the joust at the net. And Lincoln East sent that ball back, but there was nobody in that back row to help. So Lincoln East only with the 1-point lead. Westside now with a 3-point lead, 8-2-5. Number 3, Reagan Hickey to serve again. Hickey, good serve, going to that front row. Setter able to get something good. This one blocked at the net by LaVista. Number 8, Shandy Faali, blocked at the net. So now all tied up again, 7-7. Westside now leading by 4, 9-5 over Gretna. This one swung at Tooling, the block finally getting it to go. Faali. 8-7. Lincoln East taking a 1-point lead early in set 1. Back to serve now, number 4, Zoe Rademacher. Rademacher, good serve. Popped up by the setter. This one off the hands and caught swinging of the libero. From Lincoln East, LaVista sending down a hammer. So now tied up at 8 apiece. Back to serve, number 18. Number 13, Lillian Vatira. Vatira, good serve, punishing Lincoln East at the net. That big Papio block paying off. That was a lot of P's, a lot of popping in the microphone, a lot of P's. 9-8, LaVista leads. Good serve again, this one a little bit off as well. Setter having to dive for it, back row attack. Good high dig. Libero going to try to set this one up. That one flying out of bounds off of the overpass. Lincoln East doing a good job understanding that they did not need to hit it very close to the line. Tied up 9-9. Westside leading Gretna 10-8. Gretna the 6 seed, Westside the 3. And in this one, Papio the 4, Lincoln East the 5. Good set, swung at this one, inbounds. Hit out there by number 2, Anna Sis, 6 foot tall. Lot of height on this Papio team. Actually, a ton of height. That one into the net, Lincoln East point. But to get back to the height, you have 6 foot, 6 foot, 6 foot, 6'2", 6 foot on this LaVista team. And on the Lincoln East team, you have one girl at 6'2" and one girl at 6 foot, and that is it. And one girl at 6'3". You got 6'2", 6'3", 6 foot. Popped up high. Good bump set. LaVista coming in with the tip. Good spot on the tip. Could not have put it better if she tried. 11-10. Papio leads off of a high IQ tip play. Found it right in the corner. As a lot of volleyball coaches say, that's 7-11. The corners, it's a call. It's called 7-11 because they're always open. Always open. I grow up in a family of volleyball coaches. I learn a lot of the lingo. Good hit on by the outside. LaVista recovering well. The right side for Lincoln East coming in and getting blocked straight down into the middle. The Papio fans have come alive, and Lincoln East almost sitting down in their seats now. 12-10, 2-point lead, Papio. Same exact score, Westside leads Gretna, 12-10. Serving now for Papio, number 1, Carlin Francis. Coming out of that back row with a heart attack. Out of bounds. Back row attack just looked beautiful, just a little bit too far off that line. So 13-10. Papio with the lead. Timeout will be called, and we're going to take a break right with them. You're watching the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive, and you're listening to Bridger Cruise.
FNBO is the great big, small bank. And for nearly 165 years, they've been committed to doing what's right for their customers and the communities they serve. Hard work, dedication, and excellence are all things FNBO pride themselves on. FNBO is here for your needs, both big and small. Learn more at fnbo.com. Member FDIC.
And you're back here on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive, and you're listening to Bridger Cruise. Papio leads 13-10 over Lincoln East. Lincoln East calling the timeout after Papio made some big-time plays and gaining a lot of momentum. Westside Gretna played on. 12-13, Gretna took the lead. Both those teams still have both of their timeouts. Westside the 3 seed, Gretna the 6. Big block by Gretna. We're seeing 14-12 now on that Gretna side. Serving now number 1, Carlin Francis. Out of bounds. So a service error. Coach's point for Lincoln East. Mark that down. Head coach Nicole Johnson getting the coach's point. She was fired up about it on the sideline. Good set over to that middle, and a rocket sent down by number 11, Mia Traverti. She got a good set. Traverti took flight. Looked like she was going from a trampoline. She wound up with those arms. Probably half of her torso was above that net, elevated when it was within the 10-foot line, and all Lincoln East could do was tip their hat and say, well, heck of a play. We'll get them next time. 3-point lead, Papio. Good swing by Lincoln East, slowed down by the block of Papio. Swung at by the middle again, number 11, Mia Traverti is rolling. Here in the first, 15-11, Papio leads. Westside Gretna on a timeout. Westside took that one, now down by 3, 15-12. 15-11. Now 15-12. With a good block by Lincoln East. Papio still with the lead. Good serve, barely skimming over that net. Free ball having to be sent over and way out of bounds, so an ace for Lincoln East. So now 15-13, Lincoln East battling it out on the south court. Gretna 16, Westside 12. Good swing by Lincoln East. That block of Papio coming in so clutch. This time trying to set her dump it into the block. Blocking her at the net. Number 7, Megan Waters coming up big. 15-14. Papio leads by 1. Beautifully done play. Able to keep it alive, though. Lincoln East kept it alive. Not really entirely sure how, but she did. But Mia Traverti came down and took care of business, smoking number 5, Bryn Carey, in the face. Nothing like that after the miraculous play by Lincoln East. Traverti taking off and showing what dominance really looks like by smoking number 5, Carey, in the face. Hit center by Lincoln East, but blocked by Papio. This one blocked as well, but it'll be able to go onto that Papio side, but blocked into the net. And 4 hits will be the call. So there's no contact on the block. It was all net. 16-15. Papio leads. Swung at, blocked, the big block of number 10. Brooklyn Fuchs, standing at 6'2" in the middle. She is a force to be reckoned with. Lincoln East quick to chant, "You got swatted." And I would agree. I would. Running off the slide into the net. 4 hits will be the call on Papio now. So 17-16, Lincoln East taking a 1-point lead, and on the south court, Gretna now with a 4-point lead, 19-15. Papio getting a good set, taking flight. Good dig by Lincoln East. Free ball having to be sent over. Good defensive play, just couldn't make much offense out of it. This one swung out hard and hitting the wall. That's the tough thing when you can't make any offense. You give Papio a free ball. And you know what happens then? Papio gets a kill. Tied up 17-17 in a very competitive first set. on both of these courts. Gretna leading Westside 19-16. Now 19-17. And this one now 18-17 in favor of Lincoln East. So 19-17 for Gretna Westside on the south court. Timeout will be called. No timeout taken on Papio versus Lincoln East. Gretna called the timeout. We will roll on the north court. Good set, setting it up to that outside hitter. Picked up by Lincoln East, tipped up by the middle. Over there to that outside, finding it. Not going to be enough, though. Flying out of bounds. So now 18-18. Tried to flirt with that line as much as they could, just got a little bit too close. So now tied up at 18 apiece. We talk about it, 4-5 matchups could go either way, and this is definitely one of those games you could see going to 5 sets and ending in less than 2-point differences every single set. The middle for Lincoln East, taking it, hitting it into the middle. Not able to get there in time. Number 13, Lillian Batira, the sophomore, was not able to make the play in time, so to put Lincoln East up by 1, 19-18. Good set up to the middle, tipped up by Papio. Lincoln East not fooled. That outside hitting it for Lincoln East. Setting it up again and onto that outside, out of bounds. Lincoln East with a good call, 20-18. After Papio smoking it out of bounds. Serving now for the Spartans, number 1, Aaliyah Bradford. And Gretna with a 3-point lead, 22-17 against Westside. Timeout being called. We'll stay right here. A lot to talk about in this one. So if you look at both these teams, we'll start with Papio. 37 state tournament appearances. Most recent state tournament appearance, 2021. They were here last year. And their state championships, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2007, and 2008. So the early 2000s were a great time in all of our lives and in the lives of Papillion LaVista Volleyball. Now, if you look at Lincoln East, still a lot of state tournament appearances, not 37, but with 23. Most recent state tournament, though, 2008. So it's been 14 years since they've made a state tournament appearance. And now up by 2, the nerves not seeming to get to them. Both teams heading out of their timeouts now on the south court. Gretna up by 5, 22-17. Good serve by Lincoln East. 20-18, Papio trying to get something to roll. Lincoln East, that defense only tightening up as time goes on. Good dig by Papio. Over there on the outside, ball barely just got over. Lincoln East setting over a miracle of a free ball. Papio being so good at capitalizing on the free balls, they will do it again, tooling the block and heading out of bounds into the bench. 20-19, Papio knocking on the door in set number 1. Papio taking it, good set, good serve. Out outside taking it, and it's dropping down 21-19. Lincoln East first team to get to 20. Sitting at 21-19, Papio yet to reach the mark. Papio, good set. Going over on that outside being dug up well. Back row attack, into the tip, into the net. Back row attack, she jumped just a little bit too early, and although she elevated, almost hit the net from the 10-foot line. Was not able to get there in time. That was number 4, Zoe Rademacher. So now 21-20, Lincoln East still leads. Papio with the serve. Number 7, Sydney Miswanius. Serving it into the nets. So now 22-20. Checking in now for Lincoln East, number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs. dealing with some hiccups, and I'm trying to talk and get over them. Lincoln East taking that one after a messed up back row attack, and a timeout will be called. We're going to take a break right with them here on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
The Lincoln East Spartans showing us why they belong in the tournament, taking a 23-20 lead over the Papillion Monarchs on the South Court. Gretna at match point against Westside, 24-20. Brought to you by Strive on the NFHS Network. You are listening to Bridger Cruz. Lincoln East looking for the set one victory. Fake it to the middle. Ends up heading out of bounds, but such a good play by Lincoln East. So you have two hitters come up there in the middle. One of them fakes to hit it. The other one comes up from behind her. A lot of times you won't be able to see that. But she comes up from behind her and she tries to hit it down. Almost worked. Gretna winning set number one on the South Court, 25-20 over Westside. Out of bounds on a service error from Papillion. That's something you don't want. 24-21, match point Lincoln East off of the service error. The Lincoln East fans are clapping. Match point, barely getting it over the net. Good serve. Papillion South, good tip, but even better defense by Lincoln East, sending over the free ball. Lincoln East will have to tighten up the defense, sending it out of bounds. The slide that did not work, that cost Papillion the first set, 25-21. Lincoln East takes set number one here on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive. We'll be right back. And you're listening to Bridger Cruz.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family, from top sports brands to backyard cooking.
25-21 here on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive. You're listening to Bridger Cruz. Lincoln East started off hot. They were hot in the middle, and they ended hot. Papillion LaVista started off hot. They were hot in the middle. They did not end hot. That's really kind of how it went. To put it plainly, both these teams played very well. Lincoln East is getting the better of them in the last little bit of set one. Here's something we can all get behind. The Nebraska volleyball team, which is playing in Lincoln at the Bob Devaney Sports Complex right now, is beating Indiana 2-0. Hopefully getting a little bit of revenge for what Indiana did to our football team. Hey, we're a volleyball school, and we're about to be a football school with Mickey Joseph. Mickey Joseph is the truth. Gretna winning set one, 25-20. This Lincoln East band is phenomenal. I'm not sure if you can hear them. Actually, I'm going to turn it up. So they were playing Sweet Caroline. All of Lincoln East was getting into it. And they're all just kind of sitting there dancing around, having a good time. The Lincoln East band may be a little bit smaller for a Class A band, but they're powerful, to say the least. A lot of power coming in for that band. And hey, I think it coordinates to the court. A lot of power coming in for this Lincoln East volleyball team as well. Took set one, 25-21. They are technically the lower seed in a 4-5 battle. They're number 5 against, and Papillion is number 4. But in a 4-5, it really, seeding does not matter. It's anybody's game. It's really a toss-up. Lincoln East will get us started with the serving. Good serve, finding the spot, going to be out though. Lincoln East getting the better of Papillion in that one, trying to find the line, not going to work. Lincoln East taking point number one. Serving for Lincoln East, number 1, Aaliyah Bradford. Good serve by Bradford. Set up to that outside, a little bit of misdirection on the right side. Now hit over out there by the outside. Good dig by number 4, Zoe Rademacher. Set up and in. Swinging at it and hitting it into the net, number 13, Lillian Vitira. So now 2-0 start for Lincoln East with number 1, Aaliyah Bradford. Back to serve. Good set over on that outside. Good tip, but Lincoln East covering it well. Free ball having to be sent over. Papio done such a good job of capitalizing on the free balls. This time flying out of bounds, off the block and out of bounds for Papio. Finally getting something to go. Number 8, Lauren Burden. Burden hitting it well off of the block, and it flew over onto that Papio side, so not much Lincoln East could do about it. Trying to get it go off the block on that outside. Papio sending over a miraculous defensive play. This time swinging it into the block, and it will be called Lincoln East point off of a hard hit straight into the block. 3-1. Lincoln East leads in set 2. Gretna leads Westside in set 2 on the South Court, 1-0. Gretna 1 set 1, 25-20. Big swing. Number 11, Mia Traverti, the 6'2" middle, taking flight, leading her team in kills at 382 before the tournament and 77 blocks. The Huskers leading Indiana 6-3. In case anyone was wondering about that score. Getting it to go, Papio mounting up some points, 3-3, tying it up after the big kill by Traverti, and the points here. Papio doing a good job. Libero popping it up to the center and into down by the middle, but blocked. Lincoln East taking off on the points. 4 hits will be the call. Mia Traverti sending it straight into the nets. And what happened there, Traverti, so the reason that was called 4 hits, Traverti never hit the hands. She only hit that net. So when that happens is when it hits a net, it technically never was hit by Lincoln East, so it still counts as 4 hits. So Lincoln East taking the 1-point lead 4-3, in case you didn't know that. Back row attack by Papio. This one hit over there by that outside. Good hit by the outside, almost knocking that libero down. Got a good-looking rally going. Swung up hard and onto the block and down. Lincoln East coming up successful from the long and hard-fought rally. Serving now for Lincoln East, number 3, Reese Boyd. Good serve by Boyd. Popped up by the setter over there on that outside. Getting a good set straight down to the middle, but blocked by Papio. Trying to send something over. Lincoln East sending over a miraculous defensive play. But Papio sending it out of bounds. So it will be touched. We had to wait to see. It will be touched by Lincoln East. So Papio still coming down with the score. I had to wait to see what the call was. Bit of a delayed call. I didn't want to make the wrong call. So now 5-4. Gretna trailing Westside on the South Court, 2-3. Gretna 1 set 1. Right side, big swing, out of bounds. No touch, Papio points. We're tied back up at 5. For how much volleyball and how many plays we've seen already in the second set, it's shocking that it's only 5-5. Good play over there on that outside, out of bounds though. Not going to be enough for Lincoln East. Papio taking the point, 6-5. Gretna starting them out a little bit of points here, trailing Westside 4-3 on the South Court. Good hit by the setter, faked out by the middle and the outside, taking it to go. Number 7, Megan Waters getting the kill for Lincoln East. So now tied back up at 6-6. Good serve. Papio trying to get something to go. Papio will. Good high dig by Lincoln East. Sending it back over. And sent over and a kill for Papio. So now 7-6. Papio will take the serve. Good serve by Papio, sent it all the way to that back row. Having to take this one on the fly, hitting it hard enough to block number 7, Megan Waters. 7-7, tied back up. Waters swinging with that one. Nebraska beat Indiana in 3 sets. Set 1, 25-22. Set 2, 25-20. And set 3, 25-17. Inbounds, good spot for Papio. 8-7, heading into the game now for Lincoln East. Number 3, Reese Boyd heading in. Going back to the Huskers. We roll as Huskers, man. We're the best team in the nation. Lincoln is going to be packed tonight. State volleyball, Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nebraska volleyball at the Bob, and a big block for number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs. 8-8. Number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs, middle blocker, standing at 6'2", 214 kills and 15 blocks. All these stats taken prior to the state tournament, not up-to-date stats. Tied up at 8 apiece. Big swing and will be a kill for number 4, Morgan Glazer. The outside hitter standing at 6 foot tall. One of the 5 girls on this Papio team that is 6 foot or over. And I was proud to be in 6 foot. I've been humbled a lot with my height today here at this tournament. We've seen a whole lot of 6 foot, a lot of 6'4", 6'2", and we've even seen 2 6'4" girls. I've been humbled a lot. I'm very small. Back row attack by Lincoln East. Good hard swing, but Papio covering it well. The middle trying to take it. Not much coming. Coming up, good defensive play. Popped up over there onto that right side, tipped down. Not going to be enough. Papio keeping it alive. Another one of those good long rallies, but blocked at the net. To keep it alive, Lincoln East sending over a bit of a free ball. This one blocked at the net. Lincoln East winning the joust will keep it alive. Hard swing. Over onto that outside, blocked again this time. Into the bleachers, not going to be enough. 10-8. Papio takes the point off of the long, hard rally. And of a rally like that, it's really more than 1 point. That is a lot of momentum and a lot of time spent. And if you get that point, you can at least tell yourself, okay, we got this rally. We got the points. We're looking good. You lose that rally, a little bit of your momentum drops a little bit. The energy drops. Blocked at the net. Number 13, Lillian Vatira playing keep away at the net. Back row attack being tried. Nothing coming with that one, though. 11-8. Papillion LaVista leads. Lincoln East. Gretna leading West Side 9-8. Popped up at the net. This one on that outside, blocked well. Papio taking it, blocking it, and it will go inbounds. Phenomenal play by Papillion, and I wonder why Lincoln East didn't get a hold of that. Number 13, Sophia Weed, I think she thought that it was going to be out of bounds. We'll take a break here on the NFHS Network, and we'll be right back on the NFHS Network. And we are back here on the NFHS Network for an action-packed set 1 and now set 2. Papio leads Lincoln East 12-8. Lincoln East calling the much-needed timeouts after the Monarchs are swarming around the Spartans, and they seem to not have much of an answer. Up 4. Lincoln East took set 1, 25-21. Papio looking to even things up at 1 apiece. Set up by Lincoln East off the slide. This one inbounds by Lincoln East to get things going out of the timeout. 12-9. 3-point deficit on the South Court. West Side leading Gretna 12-10. heading into the net for number 1, Aaliyah Bradford for Lincoln East. Back to the line to serve for the LaVista Monarchs. Number 1, Carlin Francis, the libero. So 13-9, big swing, flying out of bounds, no contact. Papio taking that one to keep that 4-point lead, 14-9. It's now a 5-point lead. I can't do math. 13-10, West Side leading Gretna after losing set 1 on the South Court. Outside hit, big block by Papio, setting it back down for Lincoln East to try again. This time setting it up, so the thought was try to get it off the block and for it to fall out of bounds, but she got it off the block and then it fell inbounds. Not exactly what you're looking to do. So now 15-9, 6 points, 6-point lead for Papio. They're making a little bit of a run here. Carlin Francis serving well. Hitting that one, almost getting the kill would be number 2, Bryn Topolewski. So 15-10 Lincoln East coming up with that one, 15-10. Sorry, I had to say that name again. I had to make sure I was pronouncing it right. Good hard serve. Free ball having to be sent over by the Monarchs. Good set, running it off that outside, a little bit of misdirection, and it's sent out of bounds into the net. Hitting the antenna. So now Lincoln East only down by 4, 15-11. Gretna knocking on the door of West Side on the South Court, 13-14. Set up well, smoked by number 11, Mia Taverdi. Taverdi done that so well. Taverdi with the tip. Free ball sent over by Lincoln East. Blocked at the net. Taverdi. 3 straight hits, but 3 straight times Lincoln East has done something to prevent the kill. Sent up and out. Wait, no, Lincoln East still has it. Lincoln East with a phenomenal defensive play. 15-11. The rally keeps on going. So many impressive rallies, but this time Papio not getting it down yet. In any other game, that would have been a kill for sure. But this one not down, but Papio finally getting it to go. 16-11, and that was a big one in terms of momentum in the rally and what it all meant. That one was massive. 16-11, 5-point lead for Papio. And what a rally that was. I think there were probably 4 or 5 plays in there that any other game today, those balls would have dropped very well. Even the games where some of the best teams in the tournament played. Good set, this one out to that right side and tooling the block and out of bounds. Lincoln East getting the better of Papio. So now 16-12, 4 points. All tied up on the South Court, 15-15. Westside trailing 1-0 to the Gretna Dragons. Set up to Taverdi. Taverdi faking the big hit, going for the tip. Lincoln East not fooled. Over there on that outside, swinging hard, and it's going to be the kill for number 7, Megan Waters. 16-13, Lincoln East starting to close the gap. Back to serve, number 3, Reese Boyd. Verdi off the slide will be blocked. Blocked by number 7, Megan Waters, and Megan Waters is a dog. Getting in there and blocking number 11, Mia Taverdi, who seemed like Lincoln East had no answers for. So now 16-14. Mia Taverdi this time hammering it, but Lincoln East getting it up again. Waters taking it out, hitting it off the block of Taverdi. Megan Waters will try it again, getting it away from the block. So this will give Papio a chance at something going off the block. Diving the wrong way is number 3, Reese Boyd. She dove left, but the ball went right like a soccer goalie on a penalty kick. She had to decide, was I going to dive left or right? Decided to dive left, needed to dive right. 17-14, Papio sustains the 3-point lead. Westside leading 17-16. Timeout called on the South Court. Good tip, inbounds. Megan Waters trying to tool that block. Didn't get it out of bounds, just did not hit it hard enough. Ended up inbounds, so now 18-14. Papio leading by 4. Lincoln East getting the better of that one, 18-15 now. Lincoln East keeping things close, wanting to take a 2-0 set lead. We don't see teams very often come back and win from a 2-0 deficit. I don't think we have yet today in the tournament. So now 18-15, Papio getting the better of that one. Put one more on the burn, put Taverdi back to the service line. So Taverdi back deep to serve. Good serve by Taverdi heading to that back row, making Lincoln East work. Swung out by Waters. Good swing by Waters, but dug up well by Papio. Will send it back over to the Lincoln East side. Waters going to try it again, but blocked out the net. Lincoln East able to make a miraculous defensive play, but send over the free ball, something that they've done so well in this game, but sending it flying out of bounds. Number 4, Morgan Glazer trying to get down the hammer, but just could not pull it off. So 19-16, Lincoln East doing anything they can to try to keep this one within reach at 19-16. Back to serve number 7, Waters. Waters being such a big part in the success in set 1 and how they played in set 2, flying out of bounds for Papio on the error. So now 19-17, only a 2-point game. Waters to serve again on the South Court. West side leading Gretna 19-16. Looking to even things up at 1 set apiece. Set up off the slide by Papio, finding it inbounds. Beautiful spot on the slide, could not have done it better. I really doubt she could do that twice. 20-17. 3-point lead for Papio. If Papio wins, they even things up at 1 set apiece and will be forced to at least 4 sets. Good serve going off the slide again. Lincoln East not having the same outcome of the slide that Papio South just did. Flying into the net, but already was down, so wouldn't have made much of a difference, was number 3, Reagan Hickey. So even if Hickey got that ball up, she still would have ended up flying way over there onto that Lincoln East side, so would not have made much of a difference. So 20-18, Papio leads Lincoln East. Lincoln East knocking on the door, trying to take that 2-0 set lead. Taverdi swinging hard, dug up well by Lincoln East, flying out of bounds for number 8, Shandy Fawley. 21-18. Papio sustaining that 3-point lead. Set up well off the slide and getting to go. Number 13 for Lincoln East, Sophia Weed. The 6-foot-tall senior, making up their core of only 3 girls over the height of 6 foot. She stands there just at 6 foot tall. 21-19, 2 points. Papio leads. Set up well, back row attack just popped up, not really trying to hit her all that hard. She knew she was going to hit her the net. Taverdi coming down with the hammer, off the block, going straight through it. No block can stop Mia Taverdi tonight. 22-19. Papio with a 3-point lead in set 2, not wanting to go down 2 sets. On the South Court, West Side leading Gretna 21-17. West Side wins. That'll go to at least 4 sets, as Gretna did win set 1, 25-20. Off the arms, and Lincoln East keeping this one interesting. Number 7, Megan Waters, getting this one to go. So now 22-20. Both these teams at 20. In Gretna now 21-18 off an impressive kill. Serving for Lincoln East, number 8, Shandy Fawley. That one dropping though for Papio. Papio just high IQ play. What they were able to do, they're very high IQ. Understood. You don't need to smoke it. You just have to find where those defenders aren't, and that's exactly what they did. So 23-20, Papillion leading. Timeout being called. We're going to take a break right with them. You're watching the NFHS Network, produced by Strive, and you're listening to Bridger Cruise. The late night game, the last one here tonight. If I look at my watch, 8:31 is the time. Last game of the night here in a very competitive first day of games here at the state volleyball tournament. Primed for action and ready to go. All these fans were ready to go at 9 a.m. and they're still ready to go at 8:31, nearly 12 hours later. You're watching the NFHS Network and you're listening to Bridger Cruise. Papillion down 1-0, but up 23-20 in the second set. Waters popping that one up and getting it to go for the kill. Waters, she knew that block, so very high IQ play, and I love it when players are able to do this. She timed it up so the block jumped. And as the block was going down, that's when she jumped and swung. So what happened there was the block was there, but it was basically non-existent. So she was able to hit through the block, and all of those Papillion girls are still expecting the block there, and there's no block there. So a lot of times it'll fall straight into the middle of the floor. Nearly an ace for Lincoln East. Good serving free ball having to be sent over. Waters this time smoking it, but no touch at all. So Papillion will come down with the points, 24-21. Not set point Papillion. On the south court, west side leading Gretna 22-19. Serving for Papillion in the match point number 4, Morgan Glazer. Set up over there onto that outside. Megan Waters will try to keep things alive. Tipped up well, but blocked at the net. Papillion just having to send over a set. Sent over and smoked at the net by number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs. 24-22. Fuchs standing at 6'2". And in that middle, 6'2", a force. Timeout being called on the south court. Westside leads Gretna 22-20. Papillion still game point. Megan Waters trying to get the tip to go. Papillion quick to cover. Mia Traverti trying to get a tip. Lincoln East once again quick to cover. Megan Waters going to hit this one. A little bit of an off speed. Sitting straight down into the middle of the donuts. Right in the donut hole. 24-23. Lincoln East maybe starting to mount the comeback, but will they have enough time? Number 5, Bryn Carey having to serve if she misses. That's it. Papillion taking a high IQ timeout. Papillion understanding that when they take this timeout, they have their chance to almost ice the server. They have their when you ice the server, it's the same thing if you ever watch football. Football teams will ice the kicker before a big kick. They'll burn. Sometimes at the end of games, if they have 3 timeouts, they'll burn all 3 timeouts to make this kicker think about the kick and think about it. That's exactly what Papillion is looking to do with the server, who is number 5, Bryn Carey. And in volleyball, there's even a term for that. That's called a coach's point. So Papillion trying to get that last point to be a coach's point. It's called a coach's point because when the coach calls the timeout, and a coach's point is achieved when a coach calls a timeout, and then the other team either hits it into the net or out of bounds or does something to screw up the serve and has a service error. When the opposing coach is able to do that, it is considered a service error. So 24-23, Carey to serve. Will Papillion pull off the coach's point? Good serve by Carey. Mia Traverti just having to send over a set. Setter coming in, Waters. Popping this one over, blocked at the net. We'll just keep on going. Papillion blocking it again. This time blocked it at the net. And not going to be enough. Papillion taking set number 2, and the fans go wild. Evening things up at 1 set apiece, and we'll be right back for set number 3 between the Papillion LaVista Monarchs and the Lincoln East Spartans here on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive. You're listening to Bridger Cruise.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click.
And we are back on the NFHS Network. You are listening to Bridger Cruise, tied at 1 set apiece. Papillion LaVista taking set 1, 25-21, and Lincoln East taking set number 2, 25-23. Set number 3 about to get underway. Should be an exciting one. Westside Gretna, the same story on the south court. Gretna taking set 1, 25-20. Westside taking set 2, 25-23. Both these games will go to at least a fourth set. So everybody here getting their money's worth out of these last couple of games. Nothing but excitement. Good serve by Papio. Good swing, and this one going to be a kill for Papio. 1-2-0 to get us rolling. So 1-0. Serving now number 1, Carlin Francis. Good serve going off on that right side. Trying to get the tip to go. Tip won't go. Middle. Gonna smoke it onto the block and tooling it out of bounds. Not much you can do if you're Lincoln East other than try to get a little bit bigger of a block. 2-0 start. Quick start for Papio. Papio technically sitting at the higher seed, at the 4 seed, but 4-5 games, seeding doesn't matter anyways in state, and a 4-5 seeding really doesn't matter. Overpass and punished by number 11, Mia Traverti. Those plays get me so excited. Traverti on the overpass just basically grabbed that ball and threw it. But it was legal. It was legal. Don't let me get mad. Definitely legal. 2-1. Very good play by Mia Traverti. Actually wasn't legal. Lincoln East got the ball. My bad. So 2-1. Not outside. This one out of bounds. Papio will get the point, so off the touch. Mia Traverti, she did a good job, and the reason it fell within the 10-foot line, 1, because she can jump, 2, because she just grabbed it and threw it. I was a little bit too excited. 3-1, Papio leads. Back to serve number 8, Lauren Burden. Burden the serve, good serve. Popped up, going over on that right side. Hard swing on the right side, going to be out of bounds. Lincoln East just tried flirting with that line multiple times, and it's tough to make it work. You got to deal with the block, you got to deal with the line. Very slim error margin for error. That time, they were in the terms of error. So 4-1, Papio leads. Hot start. Lincoln East trying to get over a miracle free ball. They will, something that they've gotten very good at. Traverti setting down the hammer. This one will go, and it will be Papio's point. Mia Traverti having quite the game. And her just raw athletic talent is phenomenal. Mia Traverti leading her team in kills at 382 and 77 blocks before the state tournament. Falling off and down for the ace. Papio adding another point, now 6-1. 5-point lead and a hot start. Lincoln East looking to take that timeout. Now down by 5 early in the third. We'll take a break right with them. You're watching the NFHS Network, produced by Strive, and you're listening to Bridger Cruz. And we're back after a short timeout and a short break. You already know what we're brought on, but my name is Bridger Cruz. And I'll tell you anyways, we're here on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive. Lincoln East burning their first time out of the set with only 1 left, going down 6-1 early to the Monarchs. Off of some hard swings by Mia Traverti and some aces by the Monarchs. Good swing, Lincoln East not able to pull off the miracle. Another ace for Papio. And number 3, Reagan Hickey. Serving well, that's 2 straight aces to make it 7-1 on the South Court. Gretna leads 4-5-2-3. Lincoln East again struggling, barely able to get that ball over the net. Papio South, just Papio, sorry. No Papio South. 7-1. Setter takes it over on that outside. Hitting it off that outside, Papio able to keep it alive. Phenomenal defensive play. Traverti popping it over for the free ball. Setter getting it up to that outside, crushing it. In off the touch and out of bounds. Not able to get there in time. Lincoln East finally gets something to go. 7-2 with a little bit of momentum coming in. Into serve number 3, Reese Boyd, the designated server. Boyd has 35 aces on the year. Very, very good server. Going straight down. will be called as down. That ball, a little bit of debate on if it was down, if it wasn't, ended up being down. So 8-2 start for the Monarchs. And the Gretna Dragons off to a hot start as well, up 7-3 on West Side. And another timeout being called now by West Side on the South Court. Big swing by Waters. Waters, a big part in the comeback. And just a phenomenal setter up by the setter, number 3, Reese Boyd. Reagan Hickey. Reagan Hickey knew exactly where she needed to put that ball, but she had to fake it. So she still had to fake it like she was going up to set it. And there's such an art to this. She set it like she was going, but when she set it and just kind of, boop, she just flipped it straight to the right. Into the net for Waters. 4 hits will be the call. Papio, 10-2, 8-point lead early in the third. Both of them tied at 1 set apiece. Gretna leading West Side on the South Court, 7-3, tied at 1 set apiece there as well. Back row attack, not really expecting it. This one flying out of bounds. (11-2) timeout being taken. And you know what? We'll stay right here. We're going to stay right here. Got a lot to talk about. Lincoln East already out of timeouts for the set. Set 3 is a big one. You don't want to go down in sets, obviously. So sitting 11-2, you've already burned both of your timeouts. Last one, you took a timeout, and Papio came out and got a kill straight away. So hoping for a different outcome, but interesting choice. Obviously, there's a reason she's coaching Class A. Coach for Lincoln East, phenomenal head coach. Nicole Johnson, been to the state tournament a lot. Your assistant coaches Yolanda Milton, Abby Lott, Morgan Watain, and Cordy Owen. So obviously they have a plan here, and they have a master plan, probably going to work. But I just struggle to see why you would burn both of your timeouts. And it's only 11-2. Yes, you're down 9. I understand that. But if things start to get rough, say you start coming back a little bit, things start to get rough in the last part of the game, you have no timeouts. But I guess you just consider how much you trust your girls and how much do you know that they're able to come back. Obviously, she knows something that I don't, probably has another game plan. Lincoln East able to get a miracle free ball to go, sacrificing their bodies. The Spartans want this one. Traverti trying to get the tip to go off the block and onto that Papio side. Timeout worked, 11-3, they score out of it. Not a coach's point, but I guess you could say that it worked. Lincoln East chanting overrated. I'd assume at Mia Traverti. Not really sure why. Traverti's got a lot of kills. So 11-3, big swing. This one, a kill for number 4, Morgan Glazer, the outside hitter, standing at 6 foot tall. 361 kills on the year and 27 blocks. That is quite the stat line. Anything over 200 kills is a lot. I mean, even 199 is a lot. It's not 200. Definitely not 200, but 199 still. Good amount of kills. 12-3. LaVista up by 9 after a hot and dominant start. Both these teams tied up in 1 set apiece. Back row attack. Blocked at the net. Hitting that one was number 3, Reese Boyd, trying to get the back row attack. This time Waters hitting it up. Traverti. Good dig. Hitting it down and blocked. Lincoln East getting it to fall off the hands of Papio. So 12-4, 8-point differential on the South Court, Gretna and West Side. 1 point difference, Gretna leads 8-7 in a heated 6-3 matchup. Gretna the 6, West Side the 3. Setter having to run for it. This one inbounds. Good, perfect spot on the floor by number 8, Shandy Faali. That's a sweet name. I really hope I'm saying that right, because that's so cool. There have been some sweet names already today, and that's definitely one of those. It's 12-5, 7 points now. Good roll shot. Smoked down by the middle for Lincoln East. Got a perfect setter and rewarded her setter. Number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs, sending down a hammer. 12-6. Lincoln East starting to get back a little bit of that momentum. Megan Waters with the serve. Good serve by Waters. Smoking it down, but able to be popped back up. Going off the block, in out, and inbounds still, so tooling the block. Lincoln East making their comeback and making their run 12-7. No timeouts, obviously that timeout worked. Waters to serve. Set up and smoked by number 4, Morgan Glazer. But making it even better and matching her one more, number 8, Shandy Faali. Faali saw what Glazer did and said, I'll raise you one. This one's going to hit the floor. And Faali did just that, getting the kill to go, 12-8. At one point, Papio led by as much as 7. Now leading by 4, 12-8. Joust at the net. Papio winning it. Good tip. Beautiful tip by number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs. Brooklyn Fuchs getting this one to go, and a timeout being called by Papillion, LaVista, and the Monarchs needing to talk things over. Only now their lead, what was once 7, now 3. We'll be right back on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive. Pinnacle Bank Arena. First word I think of when I think of that name there, Pinnacle Bank Arena, is beautiful. There's really nothing better you could ask for a state volleyball tournament, for a state basketball tournament. Whole lot of memories here that we've seen. Arguably, I would say, one of the nicest stadiums in all of America. And I say that simply because, well, it is. And I like Nebraska a lot. 12-9. Lincoln East starting to mount the comeback. No timeouts left for Lincoln East after they've already burned 2 of them. Papio had to burn 1 of theirs, had to talk things over. They led by as much as 7, now only 3. So we'll wait to see what the call is. I think it was 4 hits. Or in the net. No, it was in the net for Papio. So now only 12-10. 2-point differential on the south court. Westside Gretna tied up at 11 apiece. It's smoking it into the net. Number 4, Morgan Glazer, after a bit of an offset. The set was very, very high in hot water, scary territory, the danger zone, whatever you want to call it. So setter had to push it back. Setter number 3, Reagan Hickey, had to push it back to Glazer. Glazer not able to make much of a play out of it. Good serve, just like basically a knuckleball. Free ball having to be sent over. Lincoln East needing to prioritize off of the free ball. Not going to be able to do much, kind of just sent over. Not much. And out of bounds, Lincoln East. Good call on that one. Sent like a rocket by Papio. Lincoln East couldn't have got there if they wanted to, but they didn't need to. So now tied up, 12 apiece. Number 7, Megan Waters back to serve. Good serve by Waters. Off the roll shot, Lincoln East not fooled at all by it. This time the slide, and it will go for number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs. For Lincoln East, and the crowd that was once looked like it was sleeping, now alive and well. After Lincoln East takes the lead, 13-12 after being down by as much as 7. Tied at 1 set apiece. Every point, every play, every serve, every dig, every kill, every thought matters in this one. Good swing, dug up well by Lincoln East. Back row attack by Waters. They're really trying to incorporate her in any way possible. Glazer, out of bounds. Good call by Lincoln East to not mess with that one. So now 14-12. Lincoln East leading by 2. And on the south court, west side, leading Gretna 14-13. Slide gonna work. Out of bounds, tooling that block and heading it out of bounds. On the block there, number 8, Shandy Faali got there with the block, but just too powerful. Back to serve for Papio. Number 3, Reagan Hickey, now down 1. 14-13, and on the south court, west side, up 2. 15-13 over the Gretna Dragons. Glazer, this one, gonna be down for the kill, straight over the net, barely skimming over it. Some may even say glazing it. Okay, I'm done. That was my one glaze joke of the night. I'm done with glazer puns. I thought about them the entire time. 14-14, all tied up. I bet we lost 10 viewers simply off of one pun. Apologies. Off the slide, Fuchs getting the kill. Too powerful for number 3, Reagan Hickey, who put her hands up to defend her face, and she was stunned by the 6'2" tall Fuchs. Back to serve now, number 4, Zoe Rademacher for the Spartans. 15-14 score. Out of bounds for Rademacher. So now all tied up again, 15 apiece. On the south court, west side leading Gretna 16-13. Serving now for Papillion. Number 12, Kylie Gilbert. Gilbert, good serve. Set up, heading straight down to that middle. Going to be blocked in the middle, straight at the net. Hit up again, a bit of a back row attack and blocked by the Papillion. LaVista Monarchs, the brick wall of a block. 16-15, Papillion leads in set number 3, and it could not get any closer than this. On the south court, west side, leading Gretna 16-13. Swinging it in, getting it to go, number 8, Shandy Faali, to tie things back up at 16 apiece. Good serve by Lincoln East. Miscommunication by Lincoln East, that one falling onto their side. Number 2, Bryn Topolsky, and number 1, Aaliyah Bradford ran into each other, which then caused number 13, Sophia Weed, to get really confused, forget that the ball was on her side, and watch it drop right in front of her. Really a shocking turn of events. Number 1, Carlin Francis, the libero, back to serve. So now 17-16, Papillion leads. Good hard hit, all tied back up here at 17. These teams fighting, just sending haymakers at each other. West side Gretna, west side leads Gretna 17-15. They're also tied up at 1 set apiece. Good set, hit out by Mia Taverdi. Taverdi went a little bit silent, but she's right back at it. And Taverdi, the reason that worked so well compared to other girls was that she's able to get so high, she's looking over everybody. So she has an angled view when she's looking down, so she can see, oh, if I get her over the block, there's nobody in the middle. Tap, and it's down. So now 18-17, Papillion leads. Setting it up to that outside, bit of an offset, and not even getting over the net for Lincoln East. Set a little bit off in the block for Papillion, doing wonders. So now 19-17, Papillion taking a 2-point lead. 2-point lead, something we haven't heard of much in this game, and usually when we do, usually means whoever's going to win. But Lincoln East did come back from a 7-point deficit, so maybe I just proved myself wrong. Hitting that one, number 13, Sophia Weed. Back at it again. Number 2, Bryn Chabalewski. And Mia Taverdi setting it into the nets. Lincoln East fans loving it. 19-18, back to only 1 point. Back to serve number 3, Reagan Hickey, the setter. 5'10", 243 digs, and 978 aces on the year. That is quite the stat sheet. Good set straight out, so went through the block and down. 20-18. Papillion taking a 2-point lead again, and they're the first team to 20 in West Side. The first team to 20 on the South Court. West Side leading Gretna 20-16, tied at 1 set apiece. Set up well over there on that outside by Lincoln East, but blocked at the net by Mia Taverdi. Taverdi getting up there and elevating herself, as well as number 4, Glazer. Taverdi at 6'2", Glazer at 6 foot. That's a tall block. That's a very tall block. That's a college height block. Into the net for Lincoln East, so now 21-19. after the costly service error. Taverdi back to serve. Lincoln East needing to make something out of it now that Taverdi is not in that front row. She'll hit it out of the back row after a bit of a botched defensive play. Off move by the setter. Taverdi barely able to get it over the net. Blocked and punished at the net. Lincoln East tried to just get it to come over, but the big block of Papillion came over and punished Lincoln East and the Spartans. 22-19, 3-point lead. Westside Gretna coming out of a timeout, 21-16. Gretna leads on the south court. Set number 3 tied at 1 set apiece there as well. Mia Taverdi, good serve. Coming out of that back row attack. Papillion covering it up well. Glazer coming in for the hit. Once again, good defense. Another good. Over there, onto the slide. Slide will work. Taverdi doing the splits to try to get to it, but nothing will work. Going in for that one, number 2. Bryn Topolewski. So now 22-20. Lincoln East refusing to go down without a fight. They nearly came back in that second set. Only lost it 25-23. Glazer the hammer. Not going to be enough. That one not going to be enough either. Setting it down, number 8. Shandy Foley. Foley again. Papillion will get the point off of a 2-hits call. That's something you definitely don't want late in the third set, 23-20. Papillion with the lead. Back to serve number 3, Reagan Hickey. The setter with 978 assists and 28 aces on the season before the state tournament. Foley trying to get the tip to go. Lincoln East not really wanting to hit the ball as much. Glazer trying to get the tip, not much coming with the tip. Tipping is an art. Foley smoking this one. Out of bounds, no touch. Papillion will get the point, match point. Papillion LaVista, 24-20 after a heated set number 3. Back to serve again, number 3, Reagan Hickey. Hickey the serve. Set up the slide, and will keep Lincoln East in it for as long as they can, 24-21. Westside Gretna, 22-19. On the south court, Westside leads. Lincoln East serving now, match point, Papillion LaVista looking for set number 3 win to take a 2-1 set lead. Covered up well. Back row attack for Waters. Waters getting it to drop. 24-22. Lincoln East will not go down without a fight. We saw it last set and we're seeing it again this one. The late rallies when Papillion gets that match point. This is when they turn it on. 24-22. Papillion leads, but Lincoln East starting to mount the comeback, making Papillion a little bit nervous. Glazer hitting it down, but not enough. Waters hitting it again out of that back row. They're really trying to get Waters involved in hitting any way that they can. This one going off the hands of Lincoln East, but will stay alive. No, it will not. 2 hits will be the call. Papillion LaVista taking set number 3 in shocking fashion. And we'll be right back for set number 4 on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive, and you're listening to Bridger Cruise. The action, the drama, the excitement, the tears, the joy. It seems like it's all coming out of one of those sports movies, but no, this is real life here at the Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it's all brought to you by the NFHS Network, produced by Strive, and you're listening to Bridger Cruise. I've gotten the honor to capture these moments today, and they only get better as Papillion LaVista captures one of those moments, taking set number 3, 25-22, to take a 2-1 set lead over Lincoln East. And on the south court, Westside came away victorious in set number 3, 25-19. So now they lead 2-1 after losing set 1, 20-25, but winning set 2, 25-23, and winning set 3, 25-19. So Lincoln East will get the serving started. Good serve. Free ball having to be sent over. Waters getting the kill out of the back row to get us rolling here in set number 4. Lincoln East on the brink of elimination. It's a spot you really don't want to be in. Kind of a scary spot, but at the same time, you need pressure to make a diamond. Sometimes teams succeed in the pressure. Lincoln East will have the call off of I don't know what it's called, but the blocker got her hands too far over the net. And I don't want to, got her hands too far over the net. And I know a lot about volleyball, but I don't know it all. So 0-2 Lincoln East taking a quick lead. And I just wanted to touch on something. So I thought Lincoln East coach was crazy, getting the kill to go. Lincoln East doing a good job, but I thought Lincoln East head coach Nicole Johnson was crazy. I'd like to issue an apology. I would. I'd like to, from the bottom of my heart. You took your last time out, and I thought you were nuts. I, honest to goodness, thought you were nuts. I thought you were nuts because I did not think you really should have taken that time out at 11-2. But maybe you didn't come back to win it, but you came back down 7. You came back, battled your way all the way back, up to 25-22. So well done, coach. I'd just like to say well done, coach. So 3-1, Lincoln East leads. Papillion getting their first points of set number 4. This time, Megan Waters swinging at it hard, falling out of bounds. Not out of bounds, inbounds. So Papillion will take another point. So 3-2, competitive once again. Back to serve number 1, Carlin Francis. Francis with a good serve, saved by Lincoln East. One of those miraculous free balls that we've seen so often. Mia Traverti, the kill in the middle. Traverti looking unbeatable when she gets it at the net with a good set. 7-3, 3-3. I'm like Dr. Seuss and Shakespeare combined if they were sports broadcasters. That's how well I can rhyme. 3-3, set number 3. Papillion leads 2-1. Now I'm done rhyming. Onto the net, well done by number 2, Bryn Topulski, but not able to get it to go down. Running off the slide for Lincoln East and getting it to tool the block. Well done by Lincoln East, tooling that block, flying out of bounds. Not much Papillion could do, but watch it fall. 4-3, Lincoln East taking the lead, and on the south court, Gretna up quickly and big, 6-1. To start set number 4, Gretna in a win or go home situation. Westside calling a timeout on the south court. Back to the north court. Good serve. This one well done, falling directly inbounds for Lincoln East. So now 5-3. Lincoln East leads. Papillion keeping things close and competitive. Good serve. Mia Taverdi. Off the block and out of bounds. Taverdi, like we said, not much answers for her in this game, in this set at all. I have yet to see an answer for Taverdi at all. So 5-4. Lincoln East still leads, but just barely. So Lincoln East leading by 1, 5-4. With number 4, Reagan Hickey back to serve. Megan Water with a good hit by Water. Taverdi trying to get the long tip to go. Not much coming there. Trying to get it tipped over Lincoln East. Barely able to get it, and once again a miracle free ball to say the least. Taverdi taking up and being blocked at the net. We talk about her not being able to be stopped that time. Stopped and blocked at the net. 6-4. Lincoln East taking a 2-point lead early in the 4th. Win or go home situation. Gretna in the same one. They're leading 6-1 over the Westside Warriors. Westside versus Gretna is an interesting matchup because we could very well see it as the state championship football matchup again. Lincoln East with the block, getting it to go. So now 7-4, Lincoln East rolling. Lincoln East rolling in the 4th, 7-4 on the north court in set 4. Punished at the net, number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs doing such a good job of punishing anybody that tries the overpass at 6'2". All you really got to do is reach your hands up and get on your tippy toes. We'll be right back after the timeout on the NFHS Network. You're listening to Bridger Cruise. And we're back on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive. We're listening to Bridger Cruise. Thank you all for joining us today. This would not be possible without our loyal viewers in the NFHS Network making all these things possible, but mostly you guys. Wouldn't be possible to make a stream if we didn't have viewers. We can't make a stream for 0 people. So thank you all watching at home and on your couch. We hope we can do this justice. This is just how great a lot of these games have been today. Service error for Lincoln East. Going to result in a Papillion point and a coach's point. I'm so excited to say that now. Papillon's own head coach, Priscilla Peterson, mounting her first coach's point. So now they're tied at 1 coach's point apiece. Megan Waters able to get over a hit, and I think chaotic's the best way to say it, but guess what? Mia Traverti just hit that ball 15 feet up into the stands. That is just ridiculous. Traverti looking unstoppable, other than the times that she's gotten blocked. This one heading straight down and matching Traverti. Number 3, Reese Boyd. Back to serve, number 5, Bryn Carey, the senior. This time, Lincoln East not coming up successful, so 9-7. Traverti back to serve. And if you think Traverti is going to go away quietly and sit in the back row, she's not. They set her in the back row and they run back row attacks with her. Out of bounds. This will keep Traverti serving off of an error by Lincoln East. So 9-8 LaVista knocking on the door, looking for the win in set number 4. On the south court, Gretna leading Westside 9-6. Out of that back row, Waters. No touch. Good call by the line judges and the officials. Took their time. They made sure they knew what they were talking about. 9-9. LaVista right back in this one and tied up with Traverti serving. Lincoln East with all their timeouts. Papillion with just 1 in the 4th. Set up well to Glazer. Glazer the kill! In that back row, nobody home. Sending it into the big red wall. So 10-9. Papillion taking the lead. Traverti to serve. Into the net for Traverti. Once again, just trying to get as close as she could to skimming it over the net that time. A little bit too close. (10-10). Once again, barely skimming over the net. The roll shot by Papillion, covered up well for Lincoln East, sending it into the net and will go down. Number 8, Shandy Faali getting the kill. Lincoln East leads 11-10. Glazer coming in with the hammer. Lincoln East, miraculous play again, but blocked at the net by number 13, Lillian Vatera. 6 foot tall sophomore. 73 blocks on the season before the state tournament. Definitely has more than 73 now. She's got at least 74 with that one. 11-11, all tied up on the south court. Gretna leading Westside 10-9. Off the slide and out of bounds. Getting very close to the line, number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs. Lincoln East not all that happy about that one. Good call, 12-11, number 3. Reagan Hickey back to serve. Will be an ace for Hickey. Going off, number 3, Reese Boyd. So 13-11, Lincoln East taking the timeout. We'll be right back here on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by Strive, and you're listening to Bridger Cruise. And the sacrifices that both these teams may have made so far, we're seeing it here at the Pinnacle Bank Arena, flailing their bodies around, sacrificing them to the cruel floor here on the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive. You're listening to Bridger Cruise. Both these teams doing whatever it takes to win. We've seen it time and time again. Foley sending this into the back row, causing a little bit of turmoil. Glazer coming in, not going to be enough for the kill. It will. Off the hands of number 7, Megan Water. Foley tracked it all the way into the net, but it's nearly impossible once it gets to that point in the net. 14-11, Papillion leads. After Lincoln East burned the timeout, Papillion right back to scoring some points. Number 3, Reagan Hickey back to serve. Good serve by Hickey. Hit up by Glazer. Glazer popping it up. And this one into the hands of the block, but able to get it to go. This time, Brooklyn Fuchs kind of off, but Fuchs getting the block on number 13, Lillian Vitira. Fuchs messed it up once. That time was not going to let it happen twice. Coming in to serve, number 4, Zoe Rademacher. So 14-12, Papillion leads. Trying to get the pancake, not much going to happen there for Rademacher. The kill going to go for the Monarchs. So 15-12, and on the south court, Gretna leading west side, 16-11. That one we could see going to a set 5. Gretna getting the ace, so now a 17-11. Very possible set 5 there and here as well. Out of bounds, so another point for Papillion. Off of an error. 16-12. Back to serve, number 12, Kylie Gilbert. Shaylee Foley getting the kill, hitting the block, dancing around the tape and falling down. 16-13. The Monarchs ahead of the Spartans. Good swing, and the cheerleaders were dodging that one. Hit so hard from LaVista. Not much coming for Lincoln East. 17-13. Papillion leads. Back to serve, number 1, Carlin Francis, the sophomore, with 53 aces on the season, and make that at least 54. Getting it to go. So now 18-13. Francis, another. Hit up by Foley. Blocked. Set up, hit hard. This one out of bounds for the Monarchs. Trying to put the ball back in the hands of Lincoln East. With Foley back to serve. We've seen Foley run out of that back row. It'll be interesting to see if she runs out of it now. 18-14 on the south court. Gretna leading west side, 17-14. Mia Traverti jumped so high, she kind of forgot where she was. Meant to fake tip it, and Mia missed the fake tip, and then she fell down, and not much happened there. Ball dropped on Papillon's side. So now 18-15, Papillion leads. Mia Traverti, this one, she's going to get the tip to go. Wait to see this one. Well done by number 2. An assist. And LaVista winning the battle at the net, 19-15. Papillion taking the lead. It'll be interesting to see if we see a Lincoln East timeout anytime soon. Gretna with a 2-point lead over Westside on the south court. Gretna wins, it will go to 5 sets, and here if Lincoln East wins, we'll go to 5, but if Papillion wins, we will end in 4. So 19-16, Lincoln East scoring that one off the service error. Coming back in, number 10, Brooklyn Fuchs. Been such a big part of this Lincoln East team. team. Number 3, Reese Boyd back to serve. Blocked at the net. Something you don't hear very often, and just smoking that net. Number 2, and assists. And number 11, Mia Traverti. That was all set up by Traverti being blocked at the net. And Papio didn't really know what to do. So 19-17. Lincoln East starting to mount that comeback. Doing it a little bit earlier than at 24 points. Mia Traverti running the slide. Off of the net and out of bounds. No touch on the block. So 19-18. Back to serve, number 3, Reese Boyd. Glazer blocked at the net. Glazer blocked at the net in harsh fashion, tied back up 19-19. So 19-19 the score. Traverti flying out of bounds, rare mistake for Traverti. But it'll come off the touch of Lincoln East. So that'll give Papio the point. 22-19. Papio. Number 3, Reagan Hickey back to serve. Good serve by Hickey. Set up to Waters. Waters crushing it. Out of bounds, and that was number 2, Bryn Topulski, not Waters. 20-20, tied back up. South Court, Gretna leading West Side, 18-16. Serving this one away. Maybe number 5, Bryn Carey. Bryn Carey making the save. This time Waters able to get it over the net. Mia Traverti, the hammer down. Going off that block, and really not much of a block at that. The Lincoln East girl just trying to cover up her face from having her nose broken. 21-20, Papio and Mia Traverti sending out hammers and dealing. Taking a 1-point lead, 21-20, Traverti to serve. Good chance for Lincoln East to make something out of it with Traverti not in the front row, but Waters being blocked at the net. The huge rejection, 22-20. Papio now 2-point lead. If Papio wins, we will end it here in 4. And on the South Court, Gretna leading Westside 19-17. Good serve, popped up, back row attack. This one will work, 22-21 off the hands of Traverti. Lincoln East loving it. 22-21. The Monarchs still up by 1. Lincoln East knocking on the door. Head up well by Lincoln East, but not going to be enough. Papio taking that one with the kill. Miscommunication. 2 girls running into each other. You had Waters and Reese Boyd running into each other. So 23-21. Papio just 1 point closer to the win in the quarterfinals in a competitive dogfight. I think would be the best way to describe it. Glazer coming down with the kill, but Lincoln East able to keep things alive. Back row attack. Set up. Popped over. One might have been out. Popped up, good defense by Papio. This rally could determine the winner. If Papio takes this rally, could determine the winner of the game. Lincoln East winning the rally, so now 23-22. Tooling the block and out of bounds. Lincoln East lives to see another point. 23-22. Heading back into the game now, number 13, Sophia Weed. The 6-foot-tall senior with 97 kills, 7 blocks, and 22 digs on the season. Before the state tournament, mind you. Good serve. Falling over on that Lincoln East side. Dancing around. That one will fall on the Papio side. Now Glazer setting down the hammer. The libero able to stop it just in time. Foley able to get it back over the net. Tipping it over. Foley slowing it down. Hitting it again. Foley into the net. And in bounds. volley so close to doing exactly what she meant. She knew she had to take the chance. She watched it drop, and she watched it drop in bounds. Line judge made the right call, 24-22. Game point, Papillion. Timeout will be called. We'll stay right here, 24-22. Lots to talk about. Papillion on the brink of game point. And on the south court, Gretna with a 1-point lead, 22-21 over West Side. If Gretna wins this fourth set, we will go to a fifth. After this, if this game gets over in 4 sets, highly recommend you go watch that one. It's being commentated by the Jack McGonigal, the sports director at UNO. He makes me look, well, like truly a rookie. 24-22. Papillion in Lincoln East dueling it out. Papillion at match point. We've seen Lincoln East start making their comeback at match point. Nothing's guaranteed in volleyball. Much needed timeout. Lincoln East burning their last one here. Do or die time. Both teams heading out of their timeouts. Both teams getting ready to head out of their timeouts. Lincoln East trying to get excited to throw off that server. Down 24-22. You need 2 straight. And if you're Papillion, you just need 1 good play. And this one blocked down. Papillion will win it in dramatic fashion as the team rushes the court. 25-22 off of the overpass and the block. Papillion LaVista moves on to the quarterfinals, where they will play number 1 ranked Papillion LaVista South in what is only going to be a movie of a game coming up in the semifinals. Thank you for watching. It was quite the game. Went to 4 sets. Lincoln East winning the first 25-21. And then second, third, and fourth went to Papillion LaVista, winning 25-23, 25-22, and 25-22 again. Lincoln East has nothing to be mad about, but what a game for number 11, Mia Traverti, and number 4, Morgan Glazer, and number 3, Reagan Hickey, the setter. There were so many good players and such a team win to complete such a game for Papillion LaVista. They'll move on to the semifinals, and they are excited. So thank you for watching the NFHS Network, brought to you by Strive. My name is Bridger Cruz, and I've had a ball calling some great volleyball today, and I'll be back tomorrow. So thank you and good night from the Pinnacle.